So hi guys, how are y'all doing today? What is my keep you? Okay. Anyway, I'm here. I'm trying to make it Christmassy. I was trying to be like by the tree and stuff. Of course, I'm here at the church because, like I told y'all, those who don't know, we do prayers in the morning, and so since I was here before I left, I was like, let me just do this video real quick for y'all. So anyway, you know how when you always have that Christmas story, well, somebody always has a Christmas story, or you know, a friend, or they have that family Christmas story where, you know, you could have it to tell through the ages or from generation to generation. Well, honey, do I have a story for y'all, okay? I can't make up my life. There's things that goes on and happen and people are like, why is it always you that this happens to? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, maybe I'm just not paying attention to stuff, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to tell y'all this Christmas story. And it'll be a story for the ages, okay? For generation to come, if you want to laugh. And really, you'd have to be there to be able to laugh. I don't know if at any time the person that I did this to will ever see this video, but anyway. Okay, only Sherman. But anyway, so this Christmas season, I became, like somebody said, like the party crasher or the Christmas crasher, or whatever you want to call it, dinner crasher. So of course on Christmas Day, my family was getting together, and so I left a little later because I spent time with Pastor them, and we ate and everything and whatnot. Okay, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over there. I was so tired and exhausted, but I was like, I'm gonna go to my brother's house. On my way to my brother's house, okay, I got into the neighborhood and I'm driving and I'm just like, I just need to get to this house. I'm trying to get there because, to spend time with my family. So there's this house on the way, okay, and I stop. I got into the parking lot and I realized that there was a space in the driveway, so I got in the space in the driveway. Now there's a car that kind of looks like one of my family members' cars, so I was like, okay, that's their car right there. And I looked in and it looked like my niece Dasani, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, she's driving now. And I thought it was Ariana. Tell me why. So anyway, I got out the car and Dasani, okay, is getting out of the driver's seat, and Ariana is still in the car. So I looked at her and I still didn't, because it was dark, okay? And so I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, hey, I said, Merry Christmas. And they're like, oh, Merry Christmas. So I'm looking at the other person and I'm like, is that Ariana? Because I was so shocked that she was in the car with the son. She goes, no, girl. She goes, that's Taylor. She goes, Taylor. As if, girl, you should know who that is. That is Taylor. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's Taylor. Okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking Taylor. And all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? That must be one of her friends that's with her. And I just thought it was Ariana because she was really light complected like my niece. So we're going into the house. I walked in front of them. I was before them, okay? And I was at the door. They came on the other side, and so they knocked on the door. And I'm looking, and I'm like, where's Claude at? Where's everybody at? And so I said to her, I was like, girl, I said, open that door. Then I realized it wasn't Dasani. So I was like, oh, I said, that's probably their friends looking for them. So I'm like, girl, my brother, sometimes this door just stay open, okay? When people are in and out. I said, open the door. So she's listening to me and she's banging on the door, just going at it. And I'm looking and I'm seeing this guy come, and he looks like he's about 6 feet. Or 6'2" or so. And I'm like, okay, I said, my brother's not that tall. But, he has friends that comes. So I'm like, well, maybe one of them will open the door. Same door. The door is like my brother's door. House built like my brother's house. So I'm like, this is his house. I didn't even really pay attention. They opened the door. And I'm, we go in. And the girls are like, come on, come in. I go in and I'm like, Merry Christmas, everybody, everything. trying to act crazy, you know, with my family. What is that? Y'all, there's this dog. Okay, anyway, let me continue the story. What? There's two little mini dachshunds outside. They're the neighbor's dog. I'm sorry, they keep coming over here and barking at us like they own the property. Okay. So anyway, I go in and I'm like, Merry Christmas. And everybody's like, hey, Merry Christmas, you know. And I know they was looking at me like, well, which cousin is that? Okay, because I got in there. I am halfway through the thing. My heart starts beating. Because all of a sudden I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know these people. I'm like, these people are not recognizable. And I'm like, this is not my family. Not even one person. I'm looking for just one person that looks like me. Get out of here. And then there's none of them. So I said to myself, I was like, I gotta get out of here. So they're like, hey, I was like, I am so sorry. I had to apologize to people. I was in some stranger's house, okay? I had to apologize. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I came into the wrong house. I'm looking for my brother's house. And they're like, hey, we was wondering which cousin this was, child, like who this one was. And they all just busted out laughing. They're like, oh, it's all good. And so the guy goes, we got food though. I was like, I'm so sorry. I backed up so fast. I walked away. I was running, okay? I started speed walking. And then when I got out, I ran to my car and I started the car. And they left the door open. You can see that guy came. He was like, hey, it's all good. I was like, goodbye. I was like, bye. And I just sped off. I reversed. Okay, and I didn't hear not one word they were saying because I was reversing because I was so embarrassed. I was like, I am so sorry for coming into y'all's house. I walked into the house thinking that it's Claude's house. The house is built the same way, full of their family, food spread out and everything. And they were eating and enjoying themselves. And I came in, and those people were like, if I could, I'd have been like, girl, I'm cousin twice removed from your uncle's wife's whoever. It's like they would have been like, oh, okay, come on, let's eat. And them girls knew they ain't know me, okay? They look like they're like 16, 18. You know, they're my niece's age, you know, and stuff like that, like young girls. And I was like, y'all could at least say, well, which one are you? Or do we know you? No. Instead, she was like, girl, it's Taylor. And Taylor came out like, yeah, it's me, girl. I'm like, girl, y'all know y'all don't know me. I don't know who they thought I was. I'm like, no, ma'am. I think they thought I was somebody that they knew. And I'm like, or one of their family members, because there was a whole family just like mine and doing the same thing on Christmas. And I walked into them people. I walked into a stranger's house. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay, I just got a phone call and all kind of stuff's happening that usually don't happen, okay? But it's happening now because I'm telling the story. So I walked into this stranger's house, and what happened is when I walked out of the house, I looked immediately at the number, and it said 8571 or 7 something. I'm like, there is no 7 in my brother's number, and there's no 5. So I was like, I'm at the wrong house. I walked, I'm telling you, I ran to my car, and I could hear them laughing in there. So like somebody said, I am the talk of the town today, I'm sure. The girl, there was some stranger came up in here, and she was like, you know, well, who's gonna let her eat? They were gonna let me eat. Y'all, they invited me in like they knew me. I was like, y'all do not know me from anywhere because I don't recognize any of y'all, and I don't know y'all. But the girls were so sweet. They're such sweethearts. I was like, girl, come on. You know, when they realized I kind of hesitated because I was like, is this... Well, this ain't Claude house, girl. Whose house was I in? Up to this, I don't know whose house I was in. So from now on, when I pass that house up, I'm going to look at the house and know that I was in that house. Okay? Trying to get to my brother's house. And my family was laughing so hard. They were like, you've been here too many times to do that. The thing is that it was dark. I was late. And I was just trying to get in real quick because, you know, it was cold and everything. Like I said, I was standing in front of them girls. I was walking in front of them. I told the girl to open the door. She's over here trying to get the door open. She listening to me. I'm like, what you listening to me for? You don't know me. Oh my gosh, I was just trying to be nice because I thought that they were my niece's, friends. But anyway, that is my excitement for Christmas Day, okay? That is what happened to me on Christmas Day. That is my Christmas story. And I have a story to tell, child. I have a story to tell. I can't make these things up. These things happen all the time. I could tell y'all stories. People done got out their car and twerking in front of my car. All kind of stuff. These people are crazy. And I'll kid you not, I have stories, okay? There's so much. But anyway, hope y'all had a great Christmas. Just wanted to share that with y'all. So I'll see y'all later. I guess I'll see y'all for the New Year's. So love ya. Goodbye. Ciao for now.